Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we are taking a little peek at brand new SCARECLAW cards. We knew these were around the corner. We got the Therian cards, like second wave yesterday. Today we finally get those cards. We knew this was coming. They came out. They got like officially announced in the last core set. So usually Konami follows up with a couple of cards of support in the very next set, and that's what we have here. So today we have a very chibied up version of one of the monsters we've already seen in the archetype, which is kind of funny, not what I was expecting, but a LINK-1, and we have a new quick play spell. So let's get into this thing. Starting off here, we have SCARECLAW Licked Heart. That's our LINK-1 here. All right, cool. This is a LINK-1 Dark Beast Warrior Link effect monster. 500 attack, it points to the left, so it does not have a downward arrow, which is important to keep in mind. And it requires one SCARECLAW monster or Visa's Star Frost, which is the other weird card that, like, hold on, let's bring it up here. This guy right here, he targets a monster you control with a different type and attribute to this card, destroy it, then summon himself, and then he has like a battle effect. It's fine. He's a level 6 tuner though, so he can go into this if need be. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per duel. Well, okay. Wait. If you link summon this card, the material must be in your main monster zone. If this card is link summoned to the extra monster zone, you can add one Liphobia, the Wanton, and Willful World of Desire from your deck to your hand. And the second effect, if you control Visa's Star Frost, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. As far as I've seen, this card actually fits pretty awkwardly in the archetype. I'm not exactly sure how you're getting this guy out consistently, but okay. So that second effect actually isn't that important. Honestly, the first effect is more important anyway, so I'm glad that one's not once per duel. It's pretty much searching you for the archetype's field spell. Let's scroll down here. So this card right here, on activation, you can add a SCARECLAW monster or a Visa's Star Frost from your deck to your hand. Monsters your opponent controls will lose 1,000 for each defense mission monster you control. And if you control 3 or more defense mission monsters, target one card your opponent controls and destroy it. It's a pretty good. Oh, actually, wait, that's not it. Wait. Okay, so I think the translations are different here. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty positive the translations are like wonky right now. This is like a weird like afterwards translation, but this is supposed to be, see how this is Rayphobia? That's supposed to be the same thing as Liphobia. It's just I guess they translated it again and like kind of got a weird name out of it, but I believe it's the field spell. So it's adding you essentially another monster and giving you those bonus effects with the stat boost and the ability to potentially pop a card later on. Honestly, this is insane. I mean, we talk about this all the time. We get LINK-1s. We got the what are they? Ignister LINK-1. That card just searches the field spell. The field spell is insane there, but I don't think we've seen a LINK-1 that just straight up searches a field spell like this. We've seen LINK-1s that search field spell, Salamangreat Sanctuary and stuff, but those field spells are extenders, not like full-on consistency search cards, which is really cool. It just means any SCARECLAW monster is like already like a play, essentially, which is really cool to see. And then that second effect, like again, Visa's Star Frost is like kind of just a weird card in the archetype. It doesn't really read like it has great synergy with the archetype, but maybe we'll get more support that makes it easy to synergize there, and that will give this card a super easy access to come back. But either way, the first effect is like still good enough to get the job done. All right, moving on here, we have our quick play spell. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. Activate one of these effects, but not both. Target one SCARECLAW monster or Visa's Star Frost you control and one face-up monster your opponent controls. Your monster gains attack and defense equal to that opponent's monster's attack and defense, whichever is higher. Okay. Interesting. It's a battle trap essentially. And when a card or effect is activated that targets a SCARECLAW monster and or Visa's Star Frost you control, negate that effect. This card's pretty poop. Absolutely. This card is just poop. All things considered, this is just not great. So whatever, we can throw this card to the wind pretty much. So we can pretty much competitively just look at the LINK-1, which is still nice, honestly, because we have a couple cards. We have this guy, which is, he says as long as you control, if you control a SCARECLAW monster, you can just summon him to a main monster zone that's either next to or in the same column. So you can just take any SCARECLAW into the LINK-1, search the field spell, search this guy, and when he's summoned, he actually searches any SCARECLAW spell or trap. Then if you had 3 or more defensive monsters, he also draws you a card. So if you can set that up, that's great for the extra draw. If not, he's still getting you into something else, whether it could be this card, which is just like kind of like a monster reborn for the archetype, as well as Banelink's Engrave, which is cool, or potentially an interruptive trap, which is not bad. It helps you set up your board. And then all these guys have that same summoning mechanic, summoning to the same column or to the adjacent column next to it, which is cool. So they all become like good normal summons. The problem before was like you looked at these cards and you're like, you had to open up like 2 or 3 of these to do any kind of play. But now we can just open 1 and it's already a play. Just normal summon it makes it kind of a play. So then anything else you open is just kind of letting you play through stuff or bolster your board from that point. We're trying to make Tryhart here. He changes all monsters to defense position, which is pretty cool. If your opponent's not playing a Link deck, they literally can't use the battle phase to do anything here. And it's unaffected by the activated effects of defense position monsters as well. So he becomes a towers once he swaps everything. And while he's in the extra monster zone, once per turn, you can target a level 3 SCARECLAW Engrave, summon it back, and then add a SCARECLAW monster as well. So this allows you to get like the setup of like multiple monsters in defense position, like your Reichart. If you haven't used him by that point, you can potentially summon him after that and maybe have 3 monsters in defense position. Just get hellacious value off of like a search and a draw, like Engage. Very cool. I think this is I think literally this Link monster does so much for the archetype. It really takes it to the next level. We'll see really how playable a deck is. It still kind of reads like the deck doesn't have like a full-on win condition just yet. It has like a Towersy monster that's annoying if your deck isn't a Link deck, but it's not broken. You know what I mean? It's not unbeatable. Any deck that has enough utility to like search a spell and trap removal form is like, or is Link based, is going to be able to clear this deck pretty easily. So I don't know, we'll see. Maybe there's other splashability that this card, like the deck becoming a 1-card engine now, like becomes a little more consistent and able to combine with stuff, but we'll obviously see. So I'm out of here for today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, let me know your thoughts down below on the new cards for SCARECLAW. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Of course, throw maybe like some suggestions on what you think might be a little more splashable in the archetype now that we have the LINK-1, because I do think that solves a lot of the consistency issue that the deck had. It almost is like Prank Kids feeling right now, that like, but Prank Kids just do so much more with a normal summon. I think that's the big difference, whereas this archetype is not bad. It's still pretty good, but still not great. I mean, yeah, it's not great. I don't know. It just needs help. It feels like this is a big step. It just needs a little bit more. I'm out of here, though. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Sub if you haven't. Peace.